Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Show. I hope you are fantastic. Today, we tackle one of your questions. So here it goes. Hi Zulu, please help me. I feel like I'm stuck here. I've been seeing this guy for 1 year now. As far as I know, he loves me. He's committed, consistent, and a reliable partner. He's of good quality, we complement each other, and I don't have so many complaints about him. The problem is, Zulu, whenever I talk to this guy about the future or plans on marriage, maybe later, even though not right now, the guy seems undecided, particularly on me. He's not sure whether it's me he really wants in his lifetime or not. He assures me of his love. And I can see it through his actions. He tells me that he wouldn't want to lose me, but when it comes to the future together, there's some doubts. He just tells me that God knows and time will tell. This guy is serious on the marriage issue and loves family, but unsure whether I'm the right person for him. Zulu, I'm in a dilemma with this guy. I'm afraid that I may end up wasting more years of my time and nothing meaningful comes out of this relationship. Please guide me. I am a faithful student who listens and follows instructions.
She has not been seeing him for a year, really. She has been sleeping with him for a year.
This is how we're going to start this conversation. Okay.
Please. All this... Let's go back to the foundation.
All right.
That praise of, we rhyme well, he is faithful, he is a husband material, consistent, I don't have many complaints about him. The one word for that is emotional enmeshment. She's so deep into him emotionally. She's trying to stop you from removing her from that daydream. She's building all this glamorous picture to make it look a lot. It's very promising. It's really, except a spoiler, it's just a small problem by the side. Denial. Daydream. So, this is what happens to her and to many of us.
Okay.
When we only check one side of compatibility, that we rhyme, that we connect deeply, we even complement each other on a soulish level.
Your soul is blessed today.
I mean, people, it feels like I've always known her, you know. She doesn't feel new to me.
We're soulmates.
And when she helps me see the world differently. Yeah. There are people you meet and I mean, they engulf your world. And suddenly you're childlike and giggly and happy. And you're finding joke everywhere.
You don't see anything else.
Even, I mean, the way you walk, you know, you can see a person is in love. A person who's in love, you can see it. They change how they walk, how they talk on phone, how they greet you. They're such high spirits. They deliver on targets. They're smiling everybody on the road. Hello.
Life is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So, because of the invigorating and intoxicating feeling of being in love, we want it to remain. We dare not turn to check whether the other side is okay. Lest we get disappointed and we have to drop it. Sometimes you fit a cloth and it is so good. Yeah. Except one element. Yeah. And you find yourself debating.
I will lose weight. It will fit me one day in future.
And you stay there, you look
at it.
We sometimes we have a person who fits so well, except one element: the zipping, the closing the deal, the moving to the next level. And we are so prone to this.
Yes.
And I've told you why. Because of the invigorating and the life injecting effect of being in love and feeling like you feel a twin flame with a person.
That is deep. There's no getting out of a twin flame. How?
You think alike, they compliment you. Imagine they text you when you are so texting, and the text meet along the way.
Yes. You were thinking of them and they call you.
Coincidence.
You explain that.
Suggests destiny. You know? And the reality is because you're excited about it. There's nobody else you're thinking about. There's nothing supernatural here. It's just chemistry.
Oh my God! You just busted that down. We were doing so well.
You know? And now, as to the critical question, as to where in your journey are you?
Yeah.
There's something they did not tell us. How to unlove. The movies talk about how to fall in love.
Yes.
Our fables and the stories we hear is how to fall. Nobody tells us how to rise.
It's so sad, but it's the truth.
And my mother helped me early enough. She taught me the technique of dodging. She tells me, you can always sense when you are falling for a girl. Oh. But because it's a good sensation, you don't want to interrupt it. From the time you meet eye contact, and twice, from the time you compliment each other, from the time they smile, from the time they chat,
yes,
you can feel the chemistry. And because it's a very rare thing to meet people whom you like each other, who validate you and find you wonderful.
Yes.
We always want to stay there. And she told me, because I was a teenager, that will happen in every new environment you go. You go to a new church, go to a new camp, go to a new school, new games day. There's a girl who you will feel that about.
Okay.
She will, maybe because you interacted closer, you happen to sit on the same bus. It will always be physical. It will be chemistry, really. And she told me, don't take it too seriously. It's a proof that you're normal, and when the right time comes, you'll be able to function.
Oh, your mom. Oh, that was a beautiful lesson.
You know? And so in my neighboring girls' school, I would always find girls who I like. Oh, I like that she stands out. But I would remember mom's lesson. She would tell me, you will not realize when you forgot about them. You realize there was another one when you meet another one. When you forget. And later on you meet the same person, realize what was...
What is that?
So, lucky for some of us, we were given the lessons early. Yeah. Not to try to make something permanent because it feels good. It is part of life. And you feel like you're losing when you'll miss them. You feel like a small lovesick when you're parting company with your crush, with the person you liked. You hope to see them again, and you want to fantasize, and you want to long. But as soon as they're out of sight, they're also out of mind. The consolation was, these things die, they go as soon as they came. These are just beautiful flowers. Appreciate flowers. But you don't go plucking all of them and carrying them.
You don't.
You're just happy to see it around.
Yes.
So, they did not teach us that part, and this is what it leads to. We grow up later in life, when now we are not only infatuated, but we are ready to marry. Yeah. We are ready to settle. Or we think we can stay in it. That's why people date for 10 years. Stay in it until we mature in it, we're ready for marriage. It's a prolonged crush. Somebody who did not know how to manage an infatuation. Yeah. They complicate something that was very small. It was okay for David to find that lady very beautiful. He should have just said, oops, and go away. It would have vanished in 5 minutes. It would have been out of his mind. But when he tried to do something out of it, it became a scandal that marked his life. Some of these scandals were small things we should just have looked away from.
That's true.
And there's a lady who was telling me there are seasons, as a lady, she notices many handsome men. And it has nothing to do with the man. She just reminded herself, there are seasons in my time, in our cycles, that she can notice very handsome guys, very handsome. And because she learned it, she just does nothing about it. It passes like a wave, the way it came. Yeah. I told her, you see that thing you're calling seasonal? For us, it's constant.
It is. Oh, God. You know how you crave like a cake, and then you forget about it?
Men are visually stimulated. So you notice beautiful people everywhere. Okay. And sometimes even frustrating, as if they're doing that on purpose to distract you. It's very annoying from male camp.
That is very deflective.
It's annoying. You are just busy on you're even focusing on certain scripture that the pastor mentioned.
Yes.
I mean,
and then boom.
Imagine you're listening a good gospel song in a car, and then the car that the one who comes over. Sometimes you feel weak and vulnerable to be that distractible.
Yeah.
And you want to argue with your feelings. You might.
Well, what's your problem?
We used to do boys' camps, trainings, and one of the things that constantly kept asking is, man, what can I do, man?
Yeah.
You know, and I tell them, just learn to live with those urges. You can't kill them because they're the same energy that give you excitement about life. Testosterone, that is part of testosterone, brings many other things also.
Yes.
The zeal, the risk-taking, the gusto for life. The way you're noticing beauty, same way you notice good projects. You feel achiever-driven. You want to follow an achievement. You feel gusto for life. So if you suck it out, you become depressed and down. So just learn to manage its excesses. And when you get married, you focus it on you train. Your desires are trainable. This girl omitted the second part of we connect very well, but are we in the same place in our journey? I am ready to settle in a year. Are you ready to settle in a year? That's the part that is potentially a deal breaker, and we avoid that question because we want to dwell with this person. That is a mistake. We have liked them so much that we can't risk asking a potentially damaging question. Now, the second question many of us do, the second problem we do is we get emotionally, sexually involved.
Yeah.
Let me remind people that I was mentioning earlier. There's a trap that has been set for many people, and it's a very open trap, and we keep handing ourselves to the hands of the enemies of our destiny.
Okay.
I counted how many traps, how many destinies I saw destroyed because of premarital sex, and I lost count. I saw many rising stars from my district. Those days we used to call them district.
Yes.
Holy top KCSE, we are so proud somebody now is shining our village. You know, you want your area to also be represented, and to say that person on TV comes from my home place.
Yes.
That's one. We also want that, and then we would have those promising girls and boys. But for girls, the crash was so visible because this one top went to university and she started cohabiting with a certain boy and got pregnant, and when she got the kid had medical complications. That is the part that gave me chills because I don't hear it discussed. People discuss pregnancy, even they take pills. Sometimes you hear about HIV, but I said that thing costed the family. They had to drain their resources. They moved around from hospital to hospital, and she had to defer her studies, and the life just thrown this way. I said, "Oh my God!" It was so chilling. She will get a job and she can't sustain it because she has to take care of the kid.
Baby. And
then you can see the mother to this lady now, how the face is sad. And that's the part that, I mean, it pinched me deep. And I thought about it for so long. They moved away from expecting an engineer or doctor, a high-flying professional, to now managing a constant problem. And I said, what is the trap here? When you have planned, when you are a couple, you plan for pregnancy, you will do your best to take care of the pregnancy. And if the child arrives still having special needs, you support each other in it.
Yes.
But the problem here was it was unexpected.
Yeah.
What threw off the family if they did not expect it? The girl herself did not. In fact, many of them say it did not cross their mind. It did not cross their mind that a child is not just a child. Sometimes the child can arrive having something that it will be corrected over time, but it will take a lot of support and investment.
Yes.
And that's how you come to hate the health systems of that world. They don't have that. In the West, they have full support. The government has systems. You don't have to bear the burden.
That's true.
Insurers here, they avoid. In fact, they don't put your child up to until to be sure the child does not have existing conditions.
That is so true.
You know, I hated that. I said, oh my God, look at how the enemy has caught so many people like this. What is the difference here? If you go to dating, go with the discipline. Because I've seen also people started dating, they got a kid, the kid came out with a condition, and that the guy vanishes or starts supporting from a distance to avoid commitment.
Yeah.
Others have superstitions that you must be cast for this thing to happen. You must have this and this. Remind people that as you engage in sex, just because you emotionally connect with this person or you are dating, you are engaging, you are allowing the enemy, you are giving him 100 options. David tried it once. And people keep saying, I'm only human. Don't judge me. Be careful with people whom your soul clings to.
Okay.
Whom you love so much. The Bible says Solomon loved foreign women and his soul clung to them. That's how he went down. His father clung to the wrong woman. That's how, a scandal. David did many mighty things. He wrote Psalms. He finished his career very high flying. He forged the nation of Israel. He became the sweet son. But I said yesterday, I was thinking, this is very unfair. We remember this guy, we only focus on the scandal. He has so many psalms. Some of the psalms of, some of the verses of, they have become my mantra. That's what I live by.
Okay.
Like the last verse of Psalm 72, when they're finishing his books.
Yes.
They said, the prayers of David, the son of Jesse, are ended. And I long to get there one day. I'd say, my prayers are finished. Like he has wound up his life.
Yeah.
It was a conclusion of his life.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And there's another place, they say the sweet psalmist of Israel rested. God, the sweet psalmist of Israel. God said his heart is after the heart. David himself is heart, and he attained something many of us are still trying to attain. To have the heart of God. To be touched by things that touch God. To be moved by. He attained so high levels of work with God. And he finished well. But there was a small scandal here that people keep minimizing. Saying, don't judge me. There's a judgment that is coming. When Paul talked to Festus and kings, he met people like Agrippa, he met people like Felix, met people like Festus, and it says there, he spoke to them about sin, the coming judgment, and sin, righteousness, and eternal judgment. There's a judgment that will set people. Don't become phobic of judgment, because there's one ahead that will determine your eternity.
Yes.
Don't write only God can judge me. He will judge you, and you better start get used to evaluating your behavior now.
Yeah.
So, is to say, don't minimize sex saying I'm only human. The consequences can be dire. This girl is anticipating a heavy heartbreak when she has to accept the truth. Because, so the signs are, one sign is that when person settles before settling things, so he has settled with you before settling things. And I attached another question there that another guy followed up that it was the same thing. He has dated this girl, I don't know, for a year or something. And whenever he talks about stepping the relationship to the next level, she resists, gives many reasons. But she's enjoying it. You're together and you are, you know, and it's so emotional. All respect, you're together. Except when you talk about next level. Yes. Not yet.
Not yet.
What happened? And I just referred him to the same answer. I said, you looked only one side. Are we compatible?
Yes.
Next, are we on the same place in life? Are you seeking to settle now? And I told you, one of the hardest things you have to say goodbye to is people you mutually love each other. It's just your timelines that are not congruent. You're not in the same place in life. It's a hard goodbye which you must practice to say. All is right. We are all, personality, the sweetness of connection. And once you learn, the person say, I don't see myself settling in 3 years. And you know you have only 1 year.
Hey.
That's the time you have to stop talking. And I told you practice to block people because you like them. Blocking people because they annoy you is easy.
Yes. Very easy. But these other ones,
because they excite you.
You'll be blocking them in your head. But in real life,
you know, there's some things you have to pray away. Focus your mind away.
Yes.
And I heard one preacher say something. He said, don't teach the enemy what can bring you down. Because he will bring it frequently.
That is true.
So one reason you need to stop going back to those things is so that he does not learn the pattern. He said the enemy is not a creator. He did not create you. He's trying to study you to see how he can bring you down.
Yes.
They kept trying Samson, what he can bring you down. Trying.
Yes.
God gave him a secret and he did not reveal it. They honestly did not know Samson's secret.
They didn't.
They were trying to extract it from him using love. Again, he clung in love to the wrong woman, who was not even hiding what he's trying to do. So you will know a person is not going anywhere with you when they settle, become comfortable, enjoy the company, enjoy your investment, your energy, your everything, but they don't want to move to the next level. The other thing is, you know they're not serious when they themselves ask, where are we going? You are the one who has to ask. If we are both of us, we should both be concerned. How far are we with your destination? After we are done with the fundamentals of knowing each other, knowing where you are, what should come next? They start enjoying the goodies without talking about the arrival where we are going. That's the second sign. You should not be the only one concerned where we are. They too should be concerned.
Yes.
The third sign is when when they don't incorporate you in their life.
Okay.
They don't want you to permeate. They don't introduce you to every sphere of their life. Some people have crafty relatives whom they introduce lovers to give the lover false confidence. I can have a sister who we are equally fake.
Stop. What?
I can have an auntie who we are both mischievous. I can have a brother who knows our ways.
So I make you feel comfortable.
To make me kind of feel like I've introduced you to my relatives. This is my brother. This is my sister.
And maybe we're like 55.
And they know this is catch number 7. And you hear them talking, they chat, but that's a good one. they comment. And he will do the same to the girls. So, if you only know a certain sphere of my life, and I don't introduce you to my church side, to my serious friends side, to my mentor side, you only know a window. And you can tell it's a window because with time you can get to know those people don't have values, don't have principles either.
Yes.
Some of them even try to hit on you. You can tell that you can hear the person complaining about how the person is borrowing money and never paying. You can learn that the person introduced me to is not even a self-respecting person. People who I self-respect, if I take you to an uncle who is like a daddy to me, you can see the body language. You can see the body language when I'm in their presence. That is not a person I'll be joking with.
No.
When I take you to a pastor who to me has an authority, who I respect, you can see it. And one of the things, so the third sign is if they only introduce you to one side of their social life and they don't allow you to permeate the relationship to become known. The other sign is very common, but you often ignore it. When people keep telling you they're working on something before they can get ready for the serious thing. It's a house they're building. They finish up on certain cost. They're building their mother this. There's a kid they're taking. They have their brother who's still in school. They have this farm they're trying to buy. When people have a project that is holding them back, but they keep promising very soon. Now, I think by August we'll go home. By August comes, I've already cooked. Because of COVID, the imports delayed. And now,
let's try December.
You know, when you see perpetual procrastination with a perfect excuse of something else they're working on, you should interpret it as they are not ready and you're not in the same timeline. They're just enjoying your company in the meantime. The only thing I encourage people after they have found each other, the only reason you're not getting married and you already found each other is something to do with your families. You've gone home and they've told us, give us April instead of February so that we can finish with the other one first.
Okay.
And when I ask you guys, why are you on hold? Because my family needed 2 months. Actually, they wanted 8 months. We said, no, 8 months is too long. We have a life to live as well. And if you guys are so far from being ready, we'll use another route of the attorney generals. We'll see you later.
Let us know when you're ready.
And as I told you, when you date right, you can't date for long. When you date celibate, pure, when you keep things right, you can't hold because it's taking you energy to hold. You can't hold for long. Like being put in front of food and wait for 24 hours.
No. What's happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
So many people settle because they've already unpacked too soon. And when you unpack, you start pushing yourself. You start pushing things yourself. The motivation is gone. The motivation is gone. And sometimes doubts about you come up. Remember when one sign that sex outside marriage is not making love, is destroying your soul, is that it's always followed by guilt and self-doubt and the questions. Now, what have we done? Do you still find me beautiful? Did I perform?
Be with me?
What's my score? How did you score me? I mean, it's always followed by guilt. It says in Ecclesiastes 3 that God has put eternity in the hearts of men. He has placed God conscience in us. And when you do the wrong thing, you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
Although we call it making love. We know very well it's sinful.
That's not it.
The feeling you have when you're already married is peaceful and appreciative, and there's no guilt.
Yeah.
The God conscience will tell you this is wrong. It's in fact sometimes you start watching each other's behavior after that. Many people will take off. They'll stop talking. They'll disappear. They don't want you to text or they don't want you to use any word on them. They don't want to call them any sweet name. if you target, and I keep telling men that one way to maintain your appreciation and the right perspective of a human, of your woman, is don't go there. Don't cross that line.
Yeah.
Control yourself. You're dating her because you're very attracted to her. There's chemistry. But many of them will not even rebuke you ahead. They will not even verbalize that should you cross that line, they're done. They will not. They will watch to see whether you will attempt.
They are you.
They have covenants quietly.
Ha.
Serious women have quiet covenants. And instead of helping you to pretend, they let you to see what you are really made of. Because if they tell you everything, you'll comply.
When you're there sending fare and telling them you're cooking them dinner. Hey!
Real women have quiet covenants.
Yes.
And they agreed with God. Any guy who can't respect me until the right time, I'll call it off. I'll call it. He can manipulate. But I'll still come back to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I will know this is not what I wanted.
Yeah.
I have heard many girls who say, this guy passed the test that I had not told him. Because I wanted to see the character without me having to prod for it. If you have to keep reminding a person, we have to wait. We have to wait. We have to wait.
Broken record.
Good. Meaning, if you are not pushing back, they would have already crossed.
Right, yeah.
And I also knew there are women who want sex before to know whether they have their own reasons. Whether to start to analyze your anatomy, to study whether you can.
You see, it's a lifetime commitment. I want to know.
And I had told myself there's a right way of knowing people. Through premarital counseling, there's that place for examining that part of your life.
Yeah.
I want a woman who is sober enough to follow the right procedure. The moment she suggests that direction, it will tell me that's what she has been doing or what she will continue doing. And I don't want a person I can't rest in peace when I'm at work.
Yes.
Wondering, the way you are easy to do that, are you also doing the same? I want somebody, even if precedence is very powerful, example is very powerful. Once you do it, tells me you have the capacity to do it. So I do want something that is nagging. It's very stressful when you are with a person you can't trust. It's too stressful. You have to keep looking back, keep checking,
Yeah.
I wanted a person I can trust and rest, and that we can do life. I wanted to build a very busy life, a rich life of unleashing our essence to the world.
Yeah.
So I didn't want this constant distraction of having to check whether you're doing mischief. That energy of policing is very distracting. Imagine having quiet investigation officers.
You wouldn't even be having these conversations because you're preoccupied. Constantly.
And I had one teacher, is it Plato, somebody said, an anxious mind cannot be creative. In order to be creative, you need to have tranquility.
That is true.
That's why they go to water. Water is very calm. To the sea. To be calm. But if there is a storm within, another teacher said, if you want to end the war you see in the world, first of all, end the war within. Bring calm within you. So the principle is to say, avoid getting in touch with a person who has a million reasons that keep coming up, to avoid stepping things forward. It means they are not in the right season, and you should be, you yourself take the initiative and say, let's be real, we are not in the same place in life. Yes.
It's this. I like how you put it, because we don't have these conversations. And it is true, we get entangled with our own emotions because we feel we've connected already. And we have all kinds of reasons. And this conversation is probably not had enough in society, where it used to be there, but then we were just being told you get pregnant if you look at a guy funny. But then now we need the conversations around the reasons our marriages are not working is because of the foundation that we put ourselves. We did that to ourselves. Even the lady who wrote in.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. I don't know about you, but let's see how you end this one, Zulu. Let's see how you end it. So before we even end it, there's someone who says here that the fact that she says, as far as I know, he loves me. He's committed, consistent, and a reliable partner. He's of good quality. We complement each other. I don't have so many complaints about him. The way she is sugarcoating, is that you? And that is exactly what you just mentioned.
Exactly.
So you say you need this ability to assess the situation with a person and pull out your feelings whenever you sense that your timings do not rhyme. Relationships are not all about love, but also seasons. It's the ability to be able to step out of this twin flame, manenos, and be able to see them for who they really are and ask the difficult questions.
You've said a profound thing you've read there. Relationships are not just about love,
but lessons and
seasons. Yes.